He was here. Welcome, everybody. Could you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? James, would you like to say a prayer for us?
Let's pray together. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer with a renewed sense of hope as we start this new year. May this year be better than last year for Amargosa Valley, as this town board seeks to make wise decisions for the good of those who live here. With the new year brings new responsibilities and opportunities and challenges. May you grant these town board members everything that they need to make the best choices possible for how they manage the resources of our town. May they do so with a common purpose, without quarreling or fighting, and treat one another with respect. May we all think carefully before any word leaves our mouths, choosing to use words that build others up rather than tearing them down. We pray as well for our town's fire department, that you would grant them the blessing of protection as they serve those in need. May you watch over the Nye County Sheriff's Office as well, as they protect us from those who do wrong. And may this board meeting be marked by the fruit of your Holy Spirit rather than sin. And we pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, James. Okay, approval of the agenda. We'll be pulling number 5, 6, and 7. General public comment. Up to a 3-minute time limit per person. Action will not be taken on matters considered during this period until specifically included on an agenda as an action item. I'm going to open this up for public comment. If you see no public comment, I'll close public comment and go to reports. Reports. Town office report. Mike?
Okay, town office report. Everything kind of settled down. The total is $18,259.59, keeping us right in the ballpark. The county has finally entered our budget numbers, so next month I will have the expenditure status report, but monitoring that, we're right where we're supposed to be. So as long as the revenue comes in as planned and the county hasn't lost any of our money, we should be in pretty good shape. So at this point, I would like to make a motion that we approve the vouchers for a total of $18,259.59.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay, call for the vote.
All right.
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Fire department report, James. I'm assuming you're going to give us a report.
Jessica Cottingim, who's our clerk, her sons Ethan and Silas are sick today, so she's not able to be here. She's at home taking care of them. And so the fire department is doing well. We've got some new recruits, and as Jack can testify as well, he's also here on the fire department. We have a lot of people responding to every call we go on, and almost all of our calls are medical calls right now, and we're doing a great job of responding to them and helping people in our valley. We're excited that we have a new brush truck, so thank you everyone on the town board who helped us get that and apply for it. And so we've been training on the new brush truck, and it's a joy to use, and it's really going to help us out in brush fires and vehicle accidents. And so we've got training almost every week, and we've got once a month training on Saturday as well, where we go hands-on and practice spraying water and things like that. So we're excited for the new year and for all the challenges and opportunities that are going to be coming our way. So do you have any questions for me about the fire department for the new year of 2026?
I don't, but you guys are doing a great job. I know you missed our meeting yesterday because you were at the BOCC giving the benediction. Thank you. Mike, anything?
No. Again, they're stipend paid here a month ago. That was a big benefit for everybody. Helped them out for that. And, you know, we've got plenty of equipment now. Everybody's got their own truck.
Yep.
So we should be done buying equipment now. Now we've got to get the turnouts updated and so forth. But it's all going well. I think we've got a lot of people involved and so forth. And I think I hear we're getting good cooperation with the other departments in Nye County.
Yeah, Juan and Jessica and Scott have been working on that. So yes, we do have a mutual training with Tonopah coming up for extrication later in the year.
Okay, great. Scott Lewis has got good things to say about us. I think we've been showing up to assist them. So that's very good. Thank you.
Yeah,
I do have one question. Where do we stand on that, I can't think of the name, the dual connector for the Jaws of Life that goes on the new truck?
Yeah, we have one on our brush truck already, so we can take that one and put it on the new brush truck that we got. So we've got the old brush truck and then the new one, so we can transfer the equipment over, and then we may need to order a new Jaws of Life. You have to talk with Jessica about that.
Okay. I'm just wondering if that could come off of PSST because it's new.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, James.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Planning Committee, did you have a meeting?
We did not.
Okay, there was no meeting, so nothing to report? Okay. Tourism and Economic Committee, Mike?
Yep. So if you've noticed, just off of west of 93 and south of where the Catholic Church is and the VFW building, iQuest, they've got their building up. They've got a huge slab board. Their building is going up. They've right now working with NDEP, getting all their compliance things in place so they can get open, you know, when they can. And so I'll be meeting with them and then bring a report forward to the board. Also, I had a gentleman stop in who's interested in opening up a number of high-tech type companies doing drones and things like that. And so things are still looking positive in that area.
Okay, thank you. Senior Center report. Dave? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Hiding under his hat.
Dave Hall, HALL, with the Senior Center report. We had a great December. Attendance-wise, we had between all the parties and everything, we had over 500 people show up for the Christmas party and throughout all of December for the meals. So that was great. We still end up with about between 5 and 6 homebound people, plus the congregate, yeah. You know, the walk-in people, congregate. So anyway.
Congregate.
Yeah, you got it, thank you. Anyway, had a really good month. Actually, our expenses were less than what we took in, so it was really a good month. And in this day and age, when you're trying to make ends meet with the cost of food and everything, you know, the staff does a great job of figuring out how to feed everybody and still come in within a good budget. So really a good deal. One thing that, you know, beginning of last year, the end of last year, we were kind of concerned working with the Division of Aging. They had some time off because the government shut down. We had all our grants approved, but we didn't get the paperwork. So last week, actually, Monica did get the paperwork, and we were able to, you know, go ahead and apply for the first quarter grant money. So we're all good on that. It's a challenge sometimes working with people in the government, as you all well know. Just a couple things coming up. Our commodities for last month in December were 109 families. We're kind of looking at 120 on the average, and it kind of keeps going up every month, so we had plenty of food for everybody. The next one will be on the 12th, which is second Monday in February. Plus on the 14th of February, we're going to have a garage, or a yard sale, parking lot sale, thrift store sale, and everybody's welcome to come on, set up anything you want. You know, it's all free. All we're going to do is provide some pancake breakfast for everybody. So that'll be at a charge, and there'll be a flyer out, and we'll do that. And our thrift store will be open, you know, of course, for anybody that wants to take a look through and see what we have. There's a lot of good stuff in there. So looking forward to starting off the new year with a good fundraiser, and you know, kind of continuing that probably quarterly all through the year. So, let's see. I did run through, and I gave all the board members a copy of this. This is the Amargosa Senior Center 2025 accomplishments. And I just like to run through this. I wish there was a bigger group, but it'll be available. Mike will have it in the minutes, and people can kind of look and see, get an idea of what we've done this year. I start out with grants. We have a congregate grant, which is all the people that come to the senior center for meals and other services. Our homebound delivered, which we deliver meals, plus we help them in other ways, services they need in the house. INSEP grant, which is kind of a supplemental grant we get from USDA. These are all three from USDA, and in fact most of them are. But that kind of gives us a little bit of extra money about February or March to buy food or necessary items for the kitchen that we might need, pots and pans or whatever. It's our discretion to do whatever we need to do. We've been buying food because that's our biggest cost, and the other stuff that we got is in really good shape, and so we don't really need too much of that. Number 4 on my list was a new delivery vehicle. We got a grant for that through the USDA, and we were really fortunate to find somebody within Division of Aging that was really looking out for the smaller communities and trying to do stuff for them. So we were really fortunate, and Monica worked with her to get a grant for that Ford that you see with the sticker on the side that we deliver our meals in. And then number 5 was we got another grant through 3 Square, through USDA, and what that provided us was some nice folding tables, which we had big metal ones before, so we got nice plastic ones that even I can pick up now. Really nice folding chairs, even better than what Mike got for you guys. Ours are padded. We got, you know, you can put your arms on them and everything, so really nice. No, I'm just kidding. But they're nice folding chairs, so we got extras of those too. We won't have to ship them back and forth. We did get some new shopping carts along with that grant. The old ones the wheels were worn out, and we were just like, you know, we use those for now when we package stuff, which really makes it a huge difference in our commodity jacket. Believe it, now we can bag stuff up and we have carts sitting there instead of stuff scattered all over on tables. Makes a great use for those older carts. We don't have to push them around, they can just sit there. We got a new freezer and a new refrigerator, which you know, we've been using in the commodity building, and they're smaller, so it more size-wise fits, you know, the kind of commodities that are left over from one time to the next. A fruit warmer for our home delivered people. We got some new ones of those, and that all came through 3 Square from USDA. So again, we're working at, every time we turn around, we get into these people and we ask them, hey, you know what have you got for, you know, grants? What can we benefit from? What can you help us with? So we're really working on all that. As far as our community food assistance program, which is commodities, our primary person or organization is 3 Square, and they give us monthly food deliveries, cans and packages and all kinds of stuff. And now we even get in pallets like 8 foot tall with frozen material on it from Amazon. And it's really interesting because it takes a little bit of sorting and a lot of bit of organization, but we got some really good people that jump right in and get that taken care of. Our backup for all that is the LDS Church. They bring quarterly food deliveries in, all canned goods or packaged goods that we can give out. And you know, what we do is we look at, you know, what 3 Square gives us. We kind of balance the diet out a little bit if we can, and so it's not all pasta or it's all not, you know, canned vegetables. We can kind of mix it up, which really makes it a lot easier for everybody and a lot better for the community. And of course, the Nye County Coalition. monthly deliveries of fresh vegetables and fruit. The gal that runs that operation does a great job, and she works with Monica and the folks, they're working inside and gets us really good stuff every month. So hats off. Those are really good programs, and like I said, we've seen it as low as 75 or 80, and we're back up to like 109, 110 people, so for 100 families. People-wise, that's about 375, 400 people. So some things we got done with buildings and grounds. Some of this stuff it's been a little bit a long time coming, but we got it all finished up. The new leach field to support the thrift store and commodity building both. So that was all done and completed this year. A lift station connecting the commodity building to the existing sewage system with the thrift store. And we had, when it was all said and done, we only had maybe 8 or 10 inches of fall, and because of the use of that building, we wanted to make sure that we had good volume flow. So we put in a lift station. We actually got it locally from a guy that said, well, I thought I needed one, but I didn't, so you can have this one for, X amount of dollars pennies on the dollar, so that worked out really good. The other thing we did was we got rid of that block building that was all, painted up and nasty on the corner, and that made a big difference in the looks as you're coming in on Williamson. Built a carport to house our new delivery vehicle, and I think it'll keep the sun off of everything and the wind and rain and everything, so that'll kind of extend the life of that vehicle and keep it, a lot better looking than the old one we had. And then, of course, we maintain and do all the repairs on the existing facility, and for the most part, I think we only had one contractor come in, and it's kind of disappointing, but throughout the whole year, we do have to do a certified fire service inspection of our hoods and stuff, and that's kind of expensive. Everything else is done in-house with local people that, have abilities to really handle a lot of everything we need to do, so that's really great. I have here one note. It's really it's a shining star, and that's our Amargosa thrift store. It's a continuing support monthly for the community and the senior center. And we've got a really dedicated group of people that go in there. They take in a lot of stuff that people bring in, good, bad, and ugly. They sort through it, and we refurbish it, or we do whatever we need to do to get it back on the shelves, and then supply the community so they don't have to go to Pahrump, pay a whole lot less, pennies on the dollar for some of the stuff that, they need to do it at home or with home or for kids or whatever. And we sure got a variety of stuff that comes in and goes out. So there's just really a handful of people that are just awesome at doing that kind of stuff. And if I'm going to start mentioning names, but I'm going to leave somebody out. So you all know who they are. If you've ever been through our store, you've met them all and know them all. And thank them for their contribution to the community, because I think it's really a great thing to do for both supporting the senior center and taking care of the community needs. I guess I made a list of donor support, and I'll start out with two of the financial people or organizations, developers, whatever, that have really donated quite a bit. Our Balanced Rock and Leeward Energy. Those guys have, for the last couple of years, board has worked with those folks, and then they've come to us and say, hey, what can we do? And it's ongoing. There's a lot of stuff we need to look at yet, and how we're going to all resolve what's going to go on in the town, and how they're going to support us long term, not just a nice dinner, but we need to look at what goes on. And I think these people are in a position where they're going to look at what we need long term and work with our board to make sure that we kind of get something out of a lot of our desert being turned into solar panels. Not that that's a bad thing. I think down the road, this world needs to come up with some alternatives. That's one of them. There's a lot more, and I hope we can get some of those in here too. Anyway, those two are really good. Amargosa Town Board You know, when I need something from Mike to fix a leaking pipe or whatever, he's there. You know, and whenever I need help, you know, real quick on a daily basis, those guys come over and help me, as well as monetarily. The whole board supports us, and I really appreciate all of that stuff. Sam does a great job, and you know, he's always available when Mike's not around, and we can get a lot of stuff done if need be. If not, I come over here and help him. I give him advice. I don't do any work. I just point out stuff. So, but I appreciate, you know, all the work that you guys do to support us also. Nye County Public Works, I'm not supposed to mention that. Our local yard does a lot of stuff that really helps us a lot for the community. And it doesn't always get passed up, and it never should anyway. They should do everything they can to help us within the community and not be questioned by their superiors, because that's how we work here. We all work together to get stuff done. So they've been just great, and anytime I needed anything, and there's been a lot of other people too that said the same thing. So hats off to those guys, just that handful that's right over here. America First National, they always come through and help us with all our banking needs for the community, or for the senior center. They're really great people to work with. Plus they come from Prump and give us a donation once a year, and that's really great. Desert View Hospital, they provide services for our community. Plus they come in monetarily and give us stuff when it's available. VEA, here's another one that, you know, if I need something done, you know, a light changed on an outside light or whatever, bam, here they come on it. When they got a little bit of time, they'll come change it out. They do a lot of stuff for us that doesn't really show up. They even came this year with a lot of brand new plates and silverware place settings and just donated them to our thrift store. We gave them out, we sold them to people, so plus they, you know, at the end of the year, they have a solar arrangement set up behind the building, and they get some funds off of that, so they give us a donation. All the other senior centers get it too, so they really support us a lot. And Mike, thank you for, you know, everything that, you know, pass that on to Amy and all the folks that work over there. It's really a great thing. And again, I put down the Amargosa thrift store, which I already mentioned. And then there were several individual contributors, and most of them, you know, they just called up and said, hey, you know what, I don't need to be recognized, but here's a few bucks or whatever. And sometimes it ends up being a lot more than a few bucks, and it's really appreciated. And then you'll have some folks that come in, get a $5 breakfast, and put $100 in the bill in the till and just walk out. So we've got a lot of that that goes on. I think that's really, for this small of a community, it's really phenomenal. And then, you know, the last one I got here is the volunteers. And, you know, everybody in this building, you know, everybody on this board, Jack, you know, Jimmy out here, we've all helped what we do at the senior center to try to make it a worthwhile and a support for the community. And that really, it is really a lot of support for this community. On commodity days, you know, that parking lot and the road is full of people. And not only that, you know, during the week, there's a lot of stuff that we do that, you know, it's individual stuff that we really can't talk about, but I just want you to know it's being done. It's being done on an individual basis, low key, you know, and like everything, you know, you can't mention times, names, and all that other stuff, but our staff does a fantastic job of doing just the three of them, you know, and we monitor all that and do all that stuff. So, you know, Richard works on commodities, Bobby works on commodities, does maintenance, you know, and all the folks help out whenever they can. So I really, to all of you, I really appreciate it. And that's my summary for the year. And it's really been a good year. We got a lot of stuff done. And like James says, a lot of challenges, a lot of opportunities coming up in 26. The whole world and its politics are a scary thing right now. But I think the community as a whole needs to really come together and be a community and to ward off the stuff that's on the outside as best we can. So again, thank you very much, and let's hope we all have a great year.
Thank you, Dave. We'll put this in the newsletter with a little blurb, so everybody can see it. You know, a lot of people aren't here tonight, but we'll make sure. And I can't stress enough, and I say this to the people we're working with, the senior center is the hub of the community. I mean, during COVID, I was chairman during COVID, and it kept us held together when we had to shut down. So between commodities, the thrift store, and Dave, I mean, he just keeps it running. We've got a good staff, and we're really blessed and grateful this year, and every year. But we really need to, hats off to everybody there. Okay. Number 8, for possible action, discussion, and deliberation, approve, deny, or amend and approve motion for the election of the following officers for the Amargosa Valley Town Board for 2026. Chairman's first.
Okay, I would like to nominate Carolyn Allen for the chairman.
Second.
Anybody want to comment? Save me? Anybody?
You want me to come up and say no?
It's almost in perpetuity at this point. I mean, come on. Okay. Okay, I'll call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, vice chair.
I'd like to make a motion for Brenda Dymond to be the vice chairman.
You hope I live through the year. I'll second that. And I will call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Okay. I would like to nominate Tom Cottingim. Tom. I get them all so many men, so little time. Mike Cottingham. Yeah, really. For town clerk.
I'll second that.
Call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah,
Aye.
yeah. Here we go. All right. Thank you, everybody. For possible action, discussion, and deliberation to approve, amend and approve motion to donate Rescue 41 fire truck to Sacavatus. I know, I can't. I've heard it. Yeah, Sacavatus Fire Department. And Juan's not here. Oh, yeah, oh, there you are. You can't be snuck in on me. Come on up.
Good evening, everybody. Juan Fimat, Fire Chief from Amargosa Fire Department.
Spell your last name, Juan.
Last name is Fimat, F-E-M-A-T. We're just here to give you a little information about the quick response that we have on hold number 2 over by the casino. That's our unit that has been out of service for as long as I've been in the department. It hasn't been used. And since we're remodeling and we're bringing our own new year, so we're trying to make rooms to put our new units. So we don't want to leave them outside. And so that a little bit of the story on the fire department of Zacatecas. So my hometown over in Mexico, we've been cooperating with this department since 2018. We donated our first batch of fire gear turnouts that we didn't use anymore. When Bruce Jensen, our fire chief back then, and I, we'd agreed to take them out. They were just storage in our storage. They were not being used for years. So we find a way to send it to Zacatecas. So they sent one of their guys to pick up the first load. We donated 12 sets of turnouts, full turnout. And then from there, every year they've been coming to do some training with us. That was one of the agreements that we had for them to come. They sent some people of their own people from over there. They come and we train them and with our gear that we have, so they'll be prepared to use whatever gear we send from here there. And we've been pretty cooperative with them. And that this week we had the quick response. There was a lot of issues with it. We see a lot of potential though. Talking to Joe, our mechanic, we looked at it, and there were some issues in it, but we were able to work it. We got it going, and now it's up and going. It's up and running. It's in good shape. We tested, and everything's good. We just want to bring it out to you guys, to the board. So we brought it into our fire department and our fire department meeting. We put the boat. We all agreed to it. So now we brought it to you guys so you guys can put it for the boat, and whatever you guys decide to do after this. I was just talking to Chief in Zacatecas just a little while ago, and I told him we were going to do that. So it's going to be expensive, but it's something that's not going to come out of our budget. It's not going to be coming out of the fire department. It's going to be between them and myself, and to get this rig out of the way over there. So that's where we at, and hopefully, we can keep in touch with the folks over there because they need a lot of our help. So it's not just us. It's not just us. I've been gathering stuff from Tonopah and Beatty. They've been donating a lot of stuff. So we're all doing something good for the community over my hometown. If anybody has any questions, sir.
And I know you put like a month's worth of maintenance dollars into that to get it ready.
Right. Whatever maintenance labor that was paid by the town. Parts and everything else was paid by myself. Came out of my pocket. I didn't want to put it on the budget of the town. Whatever we replaced the water pump. We replaced everything. They have to be hoses and oil changes and all that kind of stuff. Everything there was wrong with that. We fixed it, and all the parts that we put in it came out of my own pocket. Only the labor, thanks to the town, that we have Joe working for the town. He was the one that put out the labor for it, whatever he did. He did a good job. I appreciate what he did, and I just don't know what was the time that he put in it, but as the part cost, it all came out of my pocket, whatever it was.
Well, the point is we're sending it in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely everything we checked, except the tires are in good shape because it was inside of the shades. They were not sun rotted or anything. So, but motor-wise and everything else is working. We tested, and when they came over, the last time they came over, they played with it, they tested, they saw it, they put it, and they were impressed with it. So they cannot wait to see that piece of equipment over there.
Good.
And a little bit more that we send one of our compressors to fill up our CVAs. Our compressor we weren't using, and this last year I got to go for the first time. I went over there to see what use what they're giving to the stuff that we were sending over there, and I was impressed. I see all of our stuff. It was put to use to different towns. They're sharing. It's not staying only in one spot, but they're sharing to other towns. Whatever they bring from here, they're like sharing to different people. So our stuff, Amargosa, the name of Amargosa is running around in Mexico everywhere, and there's nothing but good work coming out from them.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you.
Mike, did you have anything to add?
No, we did spend about 1 month's worth of service on that vehicle. We should still be okay, and I guess we're giving it to a very good cause. So I will make a motion that we give that the town okay the donation of Rescue 41 to the
Go ahead, try it.
Zacatecas
Well, now that you've
Fire
heard it
Department.
5 times.
I've
Yeah,
heard it 5 times,
yeah.
yeah. So I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I'm going to call for the vote. I'm going to open up for public comment. Anybody have a public comment? Okay, closing public comment, then I'm going to take a vote. Call for the vote. Aye.
Aye.
And would it help, Juan, to send records of what we've done? You know, give them the records that we've, you know, copies of the records, what was done on that vehicle?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, after, whatever it was gonna be. If it was gonna be come true, if it was gonna be agreed to it, we need to have, in order for me to register, to do everything legal on the border, we need to send records of the truck, we need to have the title of the truck, and all the history that we have done to the truck. And with Sally, I talked to, we need to have a letter from our town and a letter from our fire department, just so we don't get charged too much for on the border. So because it's a donation, and they're gonna send me their information from Mexico so they know where it's going, where's it going from, and where is it going to. So that's something we're gonna be working on. We were just waiting for the decision of the board, whatever it was gonna do, and whenever it comes after this, like next week, I'm gonna start working on that. Once we find out if we have a title for the truck, or if we're gonna have to have a bill of sale, we're gonna have to go a different route, because they need to have a title under someone's name. Since it was made for the town, I'm not sure that the title will be under the Amargosa town or something. If not, if we don't have it, if we have a bill of sale, we're gonna have to go the route. They are gonna have to go put plate it under my name, because I'm the one who's gonna take it in, and then do another change of name when we get over there.
Okay.
In order to get a title, unless we can get a loss of title from the town, from the DMV, claim a loss of title so we can get a title in, then I don't have to do anything. We just have to bring all the paperwork as it is from the town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can get that together for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Juan. Okay, it's your truck to give away. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. General public comment, up to a 3-minute time limit per person. Action will not be taken on matters considered during this period until specifically included on an agenda as an action item. Open it up for public comment. Dave, please state and spell your last name.
Dave Hall, H-A-L-L. And Juan, I just want to say for my friends in Dyer, Fishake, and all of Esmeralda County, the truck you guys donated to them, they've been using that for a backup. Whenever they have a truck go down, that one goes and takes its place till they get it fixed. But it's been a real help to them, and I really appreciate what you guys did for them too. And anytime stuff might come up when they get really rich with all these gold mines and everything, maybe they'll have some stuff to give away too. So we'll see what happens. That was the good news, not the bad news. The Ides of March are coming. And my concern is that we're going to have 2 people on this board that don't know anything unless the 2 people that know everything are going to leave. And so what really needs to happen is this financial thing is really complicated, it's really involved, and we really need to cover the town as far as how we proceed with either Mike staying on, if Mike goes, and somebody else coming on. Somebody's got to know how to start, today, even though they're not going to be on the board. They're on the board, but don't have the job. I don't know how it's going to work. But, we ran into some really serious issues when people that knew what they were doing left and we didn't have anybody to take their place. And now, more than ever, we've got developers out there, we've got all kinds of BLM issues, we've got more stuff going on, and you can imagine, plus right now, there's a limited amount of people that know the names, who to call, when to call, how to call, and what to say. And that makes a huge difference. And I don't want to come to the first of the year and all of a sudden, we don't have anybody, we got to even learn who to call, what to call, and how to call them. So, you know, I really, you know, we need some new blood. We've got some new blood up here. They need to kind of take responsibility. Jimmy, or Richard, and Bobby. You need to get some of your folks too that are younger, because, you know, like, I'm 78. I can't do what I'm doing much longer. My wife's not going to let me. You know, and it's one of the, and I can't mentally, I can't do what I'm doing. So somebody's going to have to be looking at that organization too for new blood to come in. And that happens, you know, we all get to the point where some young ideas and new blood really needs to kind of go in that direction. And last year we didn't see anybody kind of step up for Amargosa Days or the Christmas dinner. This year, a lot of that needs to happen with people that didn't do it last year. That's just my observations and my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Anybody else for public comment?
Yeah.
Jimmy Thomas.
Jimmy Thomas, Thomas. Yeah, just follow up with what Dave said. Rather than looking into the future and trying to find somebody to fill your shoes, Carolyn, and Mike's shoes, what this town needs at this time, with everything that's going on, is a town manager. Somebody who will be here permanently. You won't have to depend on a new election to bring in the right people to do it. You need to do a town manager. I think that years ago, the town board approved that position as a town manager. Even if you have to go back and find that approval and bring it forward, and then find the funds, do what you had to do to pay a decent salary. I know we're not going to be able to pay a lot, but that way you find somebody that can be here and will be here for who knows how many years, especially if they like the job. They could be here 20 or 30 years, and that's what you need to do.
Thank you, Jimmy. Jackie?
Jack Seipel, S-Y-P-O-L-T. Just a thought, you know, we used to have a deputy town clerk, and my suggestion might be to look into hiring a deputy town clerk to work alongside with Mike, be it lady or female or male, whatever. And I don't know how you get two desks in an office, but they need to sit down and make it all go with Mike overseeing it if we do something like that. But that might be a suggestion to get somebody brought in. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to close public comment. Board member comments. Who wants to start? Richard? Oh, Brenda? Okay. Brenda, go ahead.
All right, mine is that we need to form committees for Amargosa Days and for the Christmas dinner so that we're not doing it. The town is doing it. It becomes more of a community event.
I agree. Okay. Richard?
No, I don't have anything.
Bobby?
I appreciate you guys being the head of the board, Carolyn, and Mike doing his stuff in the office. Without you guys, this would have been impossible. So I for at least one more year, hopefully at least another 20, I'm hoping. So, anyhow, you know, can we just change to the desks and call it good? But that's my suggestion. But,
You mean we're not chained to the desk already? Okay.
okay, if you are, that's good. Fine. I definitely would be interested in helping out with the Amargosa days, you know, what we decide to do and so on.
Okay, thank you. Mike? Okay, that's my turn. Good. I agree with everybody, what they've just said, but I need to point out that since 2012 or 2011, Mike in some way, shape, or form has been the town manager, we've called it a couple different things, and also been town clerk. And so I agree that there needs to be a town manager, not necessarily a deputy town clerk. They can be one and the same. NRS allows us to hire a deputy town clerk if we want to. We've had a really bad run with people that, well, they don't want to stay. They don't want to stay. Anyway, and that being said, March 1st is the filing date for the elections. And there's 2 seats. And I think we need to start, I've been asking everybody that I can think of, because we need people that are going to get involved. This is, despite popular belief, more than a 1-day-a-month job. And I don't expect everybody to do it the way Mike and I do it, because we're insane. You know, that's just us. But it is what everything we've got going and everything that's coming at us and that we've gone through, it needs special attention. And people with a business acumen, that it would include also the town manager, and a transition. In the past, we've got a really good board. Everybody seems to get along, you know, on a good day. No, just kidding. We all get along, and we try to work together within the confines of the NRS and the law. And I think it's really important that everybody here realize with your comments that we never had a transition. You know, when you have a change of power or whatever you want to call it, transitions are really, really important. And that's what Jimmy and Dave were talking about, and Jack. People that are willing to sit down and learn how it works, because a lot of people think they know how this works, and the government's a whole different ballgame. You have to have a business sense, and then again, you also have to breathe, and I'll say stomach some of this the way the government does it. I'll never forget one time we had a big town meeting here, a huge town hall, and everybody was so mad, and they said, why can't you pay the bills on time? Just write a check. We don't write checks. Okay, that you got to understand how it works, the system, and how the government and NRS and the law governs how we do things. So I want people to get involved, interested, come to the budget hearings, come to the audits, and understand how to read it. And if you don't, please ask questions, because that's the only way we can stop, number one, the rumors, the misconceptions of how things are. We run this town, I'll tell you, on $500,000 a year. And that's if all the revenue comes in. People pay their property taxes, etc. And that's not a lot. And so for the 10 years that I've been here on this board, it's been penny pinching and making things work. We've had massive turnover. Nothing is easy. And we have an awesome fire department. We have, correct me if I'm wrong, 21 volunteers now. And when a fire hits, we've got at least 11 or 12 that show up. We've got 2 EMTs, 2 in school to become EMTs. Firefighter, 2 firefighter ones or 3? 2 firefighter ones. I mean, that's a volunteer fire department, folks. If we could get the passion that they have and just somehow find, we need more than 2 people. And infuse people with taking, you know, with ownership, because everybody says, well, we're a town elected board. We are. With ownership comes responsibility. And I want, down from adults to the kids in this community, to appreciate what little bit we do have. And care and custody of it falls on this board. And everybody's so quick to point fingers and do whatever. And so, as James says in his prayers every month, you know, be kind with your words, be careful, considerate, and know that there's people up here working very, very hard to protect the community and keep it functioning. And it's functioning very, very well. And the last thing we want to do is not have a good transition and not have it passed on and not get everybody that's sitting here right now involved. Okay, that's what I want to say. All right, and then, oh, now you're going to talk. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the March BOCC meeting, we don't know if it's the first or second one, but the IPMC will be on that agenda. So there will be 2 board members there to make our stand for everything that we talked about, and we need as many people as we can to be there to voice our opinion how we don't need that damn thing here. And just as a heads up, in the latest BOCC, they had 3 things that kind of mirrored that, but they used a Nye County nuisance ordinance. They did not go after that IPMC. So there are things in position, there are ways, or NRSs or ordinances or whatever, in the county and the state that can be used without that IPMC thing. So as soon as that date is disclosed, I will send that out to everybody, and whatever we got to do, we need to make our presence known at that time.
Yeah, they had said, we had set it for March 2nd. March 2nd. And yeah, and when I looked at it, that's a Monday. So I'm going to verify that date, because we set that about 3 months ago. I went up to Tonopah and fought for that. But yeah, the IPMC just doesn't work out here. And everything, the nuisance codes, NRSs will take care of everything that we need out here. It just doesn't fit. And so there'll be more than, I hope, more than 2 board members. We just can't all sit together. We can be there and we can all speak. And I would like to have, how do I put this? The enthusiasm and push for the getting rid of it that we had at the town hall, but in a more polite manner. Okay? No cussing, no cursing, no finger pointing, no anything, because you can get, what is it, more with sugar than you can with vinegar, whatever.
You can get more with a kind word and a gun than you can a kind word.
And you'll be there, right? Okay, all right. All right, everybody, thank you so much just for hanging in there with us. We appreciate you, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. For possible action, we'll set a time and date for Thursday, February 26th.
No finger pointing.
Yeah, at 6:30. No finger pointing. Yeah, just none of this. You can do it with words, but nicely. Okay. So I make a motion, we set the date for February 26th at 6:30. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, call for the vote.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. We are adjourned at 7:24. Thank you.